everyone. Welcome to ShellPoint today for Tuesday, July 19th. I'm Adam Brown. On today's show, we'll learn about ocular surface eye health from Dr. Elmquist. And Jeff Cory of the Legacy Foundation will get a visit from a suspicious-looking woman who is desperate for his help with managing her finances. But first, we want to remind you that residents of ShellPoint are invited to stop by during the grand reopening of the Island Health Club this Thursday. A ribbon-cutting ceremony and a short presentation will take place at 10 a.m. Come and enjoy a yogurt buffet with a variety of toppings and participate in a free demonstration of the new Yoga Fit program at 10:30 and again at 1:30 p.m. that day. The health club will be open from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Thursday for all residents to stop by for a tour. Another opportunity for some fun and fitness also happens on Thursday in the great outdoors by the water. And hey, if you add food to the mix, then you have the perfect ingredients for beach day. It's time again to head out to Del Nor-Wiggins Pass State Park to enjoy a picnic lunch and some sun, shade, and surf. A stop for ice cream will also be on the schedule for the return trip. The cost of the outing is $16, which includes the picnic, but ice cream is on your own. Court pickups begin on the island at 8:30 in the morning on Thursday. Many have heard of the eye condition known as dry eye syndrome. The precise medical term is ocular surface disease, which is a disorder of the surface of the cornea of the eye. Dry eye syndrome, allergies, scarring from glaucoma medication, chemical burns, and immunological conditions are all forms of this disease, and it can severely affect your eyesight. Next week, Dr. Elmquist will hold a presentation about common surface problems of the eye and treatment options. Heather Battey is now joined by Dr. Elmquist to discuss further what to expect at the presentation, as well as new diagnostic techniques that will be available for residents.
Hi, I'm Heather Battey with Resort Services. I'm here today with Dr. Elmquist to present our upcoming Health Connection. It's on the eyes, and is it ocular surface disease and repair? Did I say that correct?
That's correct.
What exactly is that?
Well, actually, people know it as dry eye syndrome. That's more commonly, yeah. But we talk about the ocular surface, and what I'm excited to talk about, Heather, is the fact that we're bringing new diagnostic tests here to ShellPoint at the Arbor Medical Clinic. And there are basically three things that I want to talk about that we're going to offer ShellPoint residents.
Wonderful. Now, how often are you at the Arbor?
We're at the Arbor 2 half-days a week, Wednesday morning and Friday morning, but that's going to change fairly soon. I think in the next 6 months. We're going to be offering 3 half-days a week in probably the next 6 months.
Because the demand is just there for you to be seeing patients?
Yes, it's gradually growing, and we have a lot of loyal patients that have been following me for now the last 10 years that we've been coming.
That's wonderful.
And we're also excited to announce the arrival of Dr. Sarah Eccles-Brown. Okay. So she is also an Air Force ophthalmologist, like I was, just separating from active duty at Eglin Air Force Base, and she's just joined us last week.
Oh, wonderful. Well, that's great. You have another team member.
That's right. And I think Sarah is going to be coming out here to ShellPoint as well, some.
Good, good. Well, our eyesight, of course, is so important, especially as we age and our eyesight, tends to go a little bit. What even is dry eye? What causes that?
Well, a lot of causes of dry eye, one of which you said is aging, and we just don't make the tears like we used to. But a lot of people are on medications that cause dry eye, that it causes your secretions to be less, and your tears are just one of those secretions that are, drying up because of the medications you're on.
Right.
Sometimes it's the environment, the air conditioning that we're in a lot, it evaporates the tear film more. And sometimes it's actually underlying diseases, inflammatory diseases, like rheumatoid arthritis, scleroderma, lupus, and some actual underlying autoimmune diseases cause dry eye as well.
So what would be the first step then? Is just kind of going to see an ophthalmologist or to get your eyes checked?
Well, the first step is, how are your symptoms? Are you having burning, tearing, irritation, blurry vision with reading after a while, watching a computer or TV, or even driving for a long time? All these things, you start to have blurry vision, and blinking helps. So I have patients saying blinking helps and I can see a little better, and then it it starts to get blurry again. Or tearing, believe it or not, tearing, it seems like wet eyes, but the source might be dry eyes. So, you know, you bring your complaints to an eye exam and start talking, and then we start to get an idea. This may be a dry eye patient. So the three things, let me summarize those. Number one is we're testing for tear osmolarity, which means how salty are your tears. We can do that right in the office with a little microchip computer. So we do it here at Shell Point, and we can measure how much salt is in your tears.
So you don't taste them, it's an actual...
No, you don't taste it. No, but we take a little sample and we can see, oh, your tears are very salty, so you have dry eyes. The second test we've just introduced in the last few months is an inflammatory dry eye test called Inflamadry. It measures some inflammatory enzymes that are in the tear film. And only about 40 to 50% of people will have an inflammatory dry eye, but we go a different direction in treatment with those people. And then finally, we offer one other thing for treatment of the meibomian glands, or the oil glands that are very important in dry eyes, and that is what we call spa scrubs. It's a treatment of your eyelids to kind of loosen up some of that toothpaste-like material that's plugging up your oil glands and allow them to flow again. So I'm going to talk about all these things in July 22nd in more detail. And I really love coming here to talk to the residents because they come up with some great questions.
Yes, they do.
So we have a really good time interacting. And I just found out Dr. Eccles-Brown is going to come with me too. So we'll introduce her at that meeting.
Oh, wonderful. That's great, especially since she's going to be here seeing patients.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely a lot of really interesting information you're going to present for our Health Connection. Like you said, it's July 22nd at 1:15 in our social center. So make sure you get signed up at either service desk to make sure you attend this Health Connection. Thank you, and stay happy and healthy.
Did you know that the Legacy Foundation has a money management program available that is designed to take away all the hassle and frustration of paying your monthly bills, taxes, and balancing your bank statements? Well, Melody Desilets and Jeff Cory wanted to let you know about this service with another one of their Academy-worthy entertaining performances. It seems a suspicious-looking woman has dropped by the Legacy office that needs Jeff's help with managing her finances.
Hello, Mrs. Lorenzo.
Yes, darling, I'm here for my appointment.
Please come into the conference room.
Why, thank you.
Hi, Mrs. Lorenzo. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing quite well. Isn't it apparent with the little bronze I have on my cheeks? I've just returned from 3 months in the Galapagos with my cousin Boris. Have you ever been, Mr. Cory?
I'm afraid not, Mrs. Lorenzo. That's a long way from Shell Point.
It sure is. It was 52 hours, the flight, and I can't even tell you the cost to get there. But I will say this, something they don't explain to you. While you're gone for 3 months, some of your bills do not get paid. No one informed me. I have people to talk to people to deal with that nonsense. So then I come back and I forget that I needed to pay my bills and balance my bank statement and, oh, my income taxes. That's just another story. Now I'm really in a bind and I do need some help.
Well, Mrs. Lorenzo, I think I have the answer for you. Have you ever heard of the Legacy Foundation's Daily Money Manager program?
Yes, indeed I have. I was in the Crystal Dining Room the other night, waiting for their delicious shrimp souffle, and someone talked about the Legacy Foundation and the Daily Money Management program. Can you tell me more?
Sure, we've had a program here at Shell Point for over 30 years. We call it our Daily Money Management program. We currently serve over 160 residents with a comprehensive package of bill paying, reconciling bank statements, verifying bills and credit card charges, insurance, income tax, all sorts of wonderful things. And our residents have a trusted service right here on campus. We relieve the burden of paying bills and managing financial affairs for people. And our service is always personal. We make house calls and confidentiality is always assured.
Well, that is very impressive, Mr. Cory. You may not know me very well, but personal attention and privacy is of the utmost importance. That's why I carry my cash with me. But anyways, I like to keep them guessing about my personal fortunes.
Of course, I can well imagine, Mrs. Lorenzo. Rest assured, we will serve you just like we serve all of our residents, with great service each and every day.
Do tell me, how do I begin to sign up for this daily money management program?
Well, it's very simple. We can actually begin today, Mrs. Lorenzo. Our caring and professional staff will sit down with you, we'll gather some information, and today we'll get working for you. We'll actually work with your professionals. We typically keep your same bank account. We make everything real simple and seamless. And best of all, you're still in control.
Now that sounds ideal. Let's begin right now. But actually, I have my driver in the car, and he's pug-sitting my little frou-frou and buttercup, so... Yes, he can wait. I'm so delighted to start right now. But may I have a spot of tea?
You sure can, Mrs. Lorenzo. We do everything to serve you with great personal attention, just like all our Shell Point residents.
Well, in that case, I'd like a bagel. And actually, I'll take some cream cheese on there and maybe a bit of capers and some lox and... now, hold the lox. Hold the capers. Now, scratch that. Scratch the tea. I'll just take a cappuccino.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, academy news, menus, and village church connections.
Well, hello and happy Tuesday. This is the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Caitlin Vanscoy.
And I'm Bev Chandley.
And we're here to let you know all about the activities for Tuesday. We start at 7:15 with Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's a Health Connections class in the tarpon room. At 8 o'clock, pickleball will be played at the game courts behind the Resident Activity Center. Also at 8, round robin tennis is going on at the Woodlands tennis courts. The Stamp Ministry group will be meeting in the Stamp room at 8:15. And at 8:30, the Ladies Golf Association group will be meeting at the Shell Point Golf Club. There's an event entitled Summertime Assisted Living Tea and Tour that starts at 9 o'clock in the dining room of the Arbor. The card making and scrapbooking group will be gathering in the tarpon room at 9:15. Another 9:15 activity is the Caregiver Support Group Therapy in the conference room of the Medical Center. Also at 9:15, Memory Care Group will be in the conference room of Behavioral Health. Open painting will be in the Art Studio at 9:15. And our last 9:15 activity is Shuffleboard at the Shuffleboard Courts. We move to 9:30 for Match Play Mixed Doubles Tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. And the Suzy Q heads out today at 10 o'clock to Woody's Waterfront Restaurant. Sign-up is required. Through the Bible study group will be gathering in the Osprey room at 10:15. And then we move to 10:30 for the Caregiver Support Group Therapy. That'll be in the conference room of the Medical Center. Also at 10:30 is the Memory Care Group in the conference room of Behavioral Health. Well, that's it for the morning. Bev, what do we got going on for the afternoon?
Caitlin, we've got a mixed progressive bridge game starting at 12:30. That's in the game room of the Woodlands. And at 1:15, we have Terrific Tunes with Nostalgia. That'll be in the Social Center on the island. The Knitters group will be in the Osprey room at 1:15. And also at 1:15, we have the Women's Ministries Prayer for Missions. They'll be in the hospitality room of the Village Church. Fun and Fitness will be in the community room of King's Crown at 1:45. And at 2:45, we have Balance Basics. That'll be down in the Tarpon room on the island. At 4:30, we have Good Food and Good Times dinner outing to Sips Restaurant on Sanibel Island. Court pickups begin on the island at 4:30, 4:40 for the Woodlands, and 4:50 for Eagles Preserve and the Estuary. Well, that concludes our activities for today, and we will see you back here again tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Tuesday. At 10:15, we have iPad contacts in the Manatee Room on the island. Sign-up is required. Tomorrow, we have the Transatlantic Alliance rolling back hard-won freedoms. This is session 2 with Thomas Terrell.
Menus for Tuesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is short ribs with potatoes au gratin and green beans. For dinner, they have their a la carte menu, and the soup of the day is vegetarian vegetable. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special is a hot roast beef on a Kaiser roll with potato salad for $7.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are grilled swordfish with papaya relish for $17.95 or chicken marsala for $14.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, I'm Dotty Morrison, and I'm here today with a special guest, Lisa Munson. Her parents are David and Sarah King of Macoma, and some of you who attended our speed dating global outreach a few months ago might remember her as one of the participants in that event. So thank you for coming today, Lisa.
Thank you.
Now, you're going to talk on Wednesday, July 20th at the Global Outreach meeting. And let's talk a little bit about your background and what you might be talking about. You're a teacher in the Desilets International School.
That's correct.
Tell me a little bit about that school.
Yes. Well, I've been there as a student as well as a teacher. Yeah. And but I teach PE and health at Desilets International School. And it's an international school for both missionary kids as well as just local international kids. There's about 26 different nationalities represented at the school.
Wow. And it's a boarding school. Some people come and stay there. Okay.
That's
and
right.
you coach as well as teach.
Yes. I'm
what
also
do you
a
coach?
volleyball coach. Yes, which I love. So that's really fun.
And you have 2 kids.
Yep.
Who are in school there?
Yes, Daniel and Julia. They're 16 and 17 years old. So.
Wow. Okay. So you'll be talking a little bit about the school and what you do there. And I know that you have a heart connection with the students because not all of them share the same faith journey as you do.
That's correct. Yes.
So what kind of variety do you have in students there?
I have business students who have no background in having any sort of faith at all. Some are Buddhist, some are Hindu, some are Muslim, and some just are seeking. I also have a good portion that are Christians, and I have the opportunity to share their faith as well.
Okay, and these other students know when they come there it is a Christian school.
That's correct.
Okay,
they are very clear up front. This is what we are.
All right. Now, I remember a few years ago you started a garden as kind of a project for a girls' club. What's happening with that?
Yes, it's continuing. It's growing, and there's opportunity to expand and connect with a refugee group as well, using both hydroponics and aquaponics, in connection also with ECHO. So.
How wonderful for these students to learn that kind of advanced garden. Does that have high applications in your area for some reason?
Very much so. A large population of workers in Malaysia are actually migrant workers. They don't own a lot of property at all, and they're always moving, and often will be in places where they can't plant in the ground.
Okay.
So those different techniques are really sought after.
So you have made a connection with some teachers, and
Yes.
your kids are involved. Tell me about that.
Yes. So my son has been able to help teach English, and my daughter's been able to help care for kids in some child care during those English classes.
Wonderful.
And they've been able to have some great hear stories and have an impact from the people that they're working with. And there's also another school of about 100 children of refugee kids that we're continuing to have connection with through our school, as well as just individually, people going and helping.
Okay. You told me a little brief sentence that one of the refugee teachers said to you about her goal. Tell me about that.
Yes, my good friend who's in charge of this one school with about 100 refugees, I asked her just a couple weeks ago, what do these students that come, what do they want to do?
Yeah.
And she said when they first come, a lot of them just want to be like a terrorist. They want a gun. They want to just react. Anyways.
No hope.
No hope. But after a year or two, they want to be a lawyer, they want to be a doctor, they want to be a teacher. And really the difference is the hope that they receive, that there's actually an option for them, that they have opportunity for the future.
Wow. Well, thanks for coming. I'm sure that this event that you're going to be speaking at on the 20th is going to be very insightful.
Thank you.
So we hope to see you on Wednesday, July 20th at the Village Church in the Hospitality Room. It starts at 10:15, refreshments at 10 o'clock. Come hear Lisa talk about her school, the gardening, the connection with Refugee School. There'll be a lot of interesting things going on. We hope to see you there.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Tune in again tomorrow when Professor Adrienne Kerr will talk about the history of the Olympics. And Ruth Duber will share her recipe for a mustard dip. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Tuesday, July 19th. We're glad you joined us today, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.